Welcome back to International Star Media, the gold star standard, at the gold star standard. Reactions, reviews, and news you can use. Once again, I am your host, International Yada, for the Record Center Dollar. Check it out. We got another one for y'all right back at you. Sex work. Should it be legal? Is sex work? We talking about adult, consensual sex workers. Women above the age of 18 that choose workers as a job and or career. Should it be legal? Is it legal? Let's check it out. Let's hear directly from the sex workers. Let's see what they have to say. Here we go.
Sex work is work. Sex work is work. Sex work is work. Sex work is work.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm a person. I'm a whore.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm a person. I'm a whore.
Y'all heard them. They said 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm a person. I'm a whore. Y'all heard them.
2, 4, 6, 8. I get paid to pay.
2, 4, 6, 8. I get paid.
Whoa, okay. They pushing the protest. It's kind of graphic out there, but they pushing the protest. But you know, these are adult consensual workers. So it sounds to me like they think it should be legalized. The signs say work is work. Let's continue.
Stop the raids.
Stop the raids. Hey, I'm a hoe. Sex and toxic. Hey, I'm a hoe. Sex and toxic. Hey, I'm a hoe. Sex work is work. 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 Stop the raids. Stop the raids. Come on all up here, sex workers.
Sound like the adult consensual workers. At least these ladies right here, the ones that choose to be workers, because it is a choice in a lot of these cases. I believe the majority of the cases, it is a choice. That's what this seems like. These ladies are making a choice to be workers. No one's forcing them to be workers. And they want it to be legalized. They want the raids to stop. They want to not be harassed if they out, scout clients or whatever. Let's go. Let's continue and let's hear from them. The adult consensual workers. See what they got to say.
Stop the raids.
Not sure what's going on here.
When sex workers come under attack, what do? Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back!
Stand up, fight back.
Stand up, fight back!
Stand up, fight back.
Sex work is work!
She said when work comes under attack, they stand up and fight back. That's what she said. So I guess they feel attacked. They must feel attacked. They want to work in peace. Let's go.
Sex work is work.
Sex work is work!
Sex work is work.
Sex work is not human trafficking. Human trafficking is not sex work.
Here we go right here. I guess this is a very important point. We here at International Star Media, we are advocates for adult consensual workers. Let the ladies work. If that's what they choose to do with their bodies, let them do it. No harm, no foul, right? Right. Anyways.
That's what we're here to ask for the separation of these two issues.
The difference between sex work and sex trafficking: sex work is a job. Sex trafficking is an atrocity.
Sex work is a job. Trafficking is an atrocity. That's what she said. I agree with that. Sex work is a job. Adult consensual sex workers. That's what we're talking about here. Women above the age of 18 that make the choice to engage in sex work, to make a choice to make sex work their job, to make a choice to make a career out of sex work. And it should be their choice, not being forced. We're not talking about human trafficking here. Human trafficking is an atrocity. Human trafficking is a crime. Adult consensual sex work should not be a crime. These my opinions. Let's go.
Say it back. Sex work is a job. Sex trafficking is an atrocity. Very different things.
Sex workers unite!
Very different things. It's a difference between sex trafficking and sex work. And it shouldn't be lumped up in one big ball. They using this to throw a lot of people away in prison. We gotta fix this. We need to do something about this. And if you're involved in adult consensual sex work, if you a guy and you involved in this as a manager or a supporter to adult consensual sex worker, you better be careful. You better pay attention to what's going on out here. But I guess that's what we here for. International Star Media, the Gold Star Standard at the Gold Star Standard. We're going to bring it to you. Reactions, reviews, and news you can use. Let's go.
When we fight, we win.
When we fight, we win!
When we fight, we win.
When we fight, we win!
Stop the raids.
Stop the race!
Stop the raids.
Stop the race!
Who else here is a sex worker today? That's it! Sex worker pride.
It looks like it's a lot of sex workers out there that's agreeing with what she said. Sex work is work, and that adult consensual sex worker are not victims of human trafficking. This is what they choose to do. Work is what they choose to do. Let's not criminalize that. Let's go.
Proud when we come to fight. So the reason that we are coming here, gathering today, is because the new city attorney, Heidi Feldstein Soto. So we very much believe that what Heidi Soto is going to be doing in the Figueroa corridor is absolutely about creating a pathway for gentrification and making us look good in the eyes of the world ahead of the Olympics. This is a playbook that has been used over and over again. We know Julia.
So she's saying what's going on is they using the sex workers that's out there on the blade of the track as an excuse to quote unquote clean up the city so they can gentrify it. And they using the sex workers that's out there working. These are adult consensual sex workers we talking about. Women that's out there up and down a corridor that's been going on for years, decades. Using them as an excuse to clean up the area. Like they bringing some kind of harm or something negative to the area. It's interesting. This is what she said. Let's go.
Johnny did that in New York, and what devastation that caused. We don't want that to happen to our city. We're fighting back against the gentrifiers. All right, so Heidi Feldstein Soto is anti-sex worker. She's coming for us. She is saying that she is fighting sex trafficking on the Figueroa corridor, but we know better. What is she actually doing? She's going to bring in Homeland Security, the FBI, federal prosecutors, local prosecutors, a huge amount of firepower. And what is she actually doing? She's going to be arresting sex workers. We know this is the playbook. It happens over and over again. They conflate sex trafficking with consensual sex work, and they don't come to us and ask, what does your community want?
See, she said they mix them together. Adult consensual work with trafficking and make it look like it's one thing when in reality it's not.
Deal with exploitation. They don't ask us. We know. We know that we need housing. We know that we need health care. We know that we need decriminalization of sex work to be safe in our labor.
We're doing a die-in today to protest the raids that are going to be going on in the Figueroa corridor, where there's a lot of street-based sex work, as well as sex workers who are working out of the hotels in that area. And the reason that we have straight-based sex work now, because I'm sure a lot of people don't know this, but Sesta Foster is what put everybody back on the street. So when
Sesta Foster. If y'all don't know what the set of Sesta Foster is, I think we're going to do a video on that. Bring it to you. Let's go.
One of the things I'm going to be talking about today is Sesta Foster. It's supposed to be a sex trafficking bill that protects children, but the way it's written, it makes user-generated content on things like Facebook, GoDaddy, any internet platform responsible for user-generated content. So, for example, I had retired from being a dominatrix. I was a BDSM educator. I had retired in 2013. I'd retired from all forms of sex work. But because I was working as a BDSM educator, and because this legislation is keyword-based, all my classes were taken down. I was kicked off a bunch of sites. And so I actually had to go back into sex work.
She said because of the Sesta Foster laws that came in, they shut her website down because it's keyword based. And they was holding servers responsible for what was going on the servers. They are also collecting your information on there and all information on like escort sites. Well, yeah, we'll get into that on another video, Sesta Foster. I'm gonna do that real soon.
After having been retired from it, really from sessions, I was retired since I was 35, and so in my 50s I had to go back to doing sex work because of this bill. And that's also why they have to do this raid now, because now all the people that used to work indoors have been forced back out onto the streets, and now they're gonna come and arrest them. It's just, you can't win for losing. It's like impossible now.
I'm a woman in my 50s that stopped doing sessions at 35, and now in my 50s, because of this law, I am back doing sex work. So if this is supposed to help people get out of sex work, it didn't work for me.
So she's saying they shut her website down, the way she was making money teaching women how to be dominatrix. Remember now, it's keyword based, the Sesta Foster. So she was forced to go back onto the street. Not forced, she made the choice to go back on the street. But she did make the choice to go back on the streets. And they feel like it should be legalized. They're making a choice to do this. Let's go.
I think I'll close it out there. Yeah.
Tara is also the person who founded Dominatrixes Against, which I used to be a member of. And we traveled around the state of California doing die-ins in opposition of Sesta Fosta. And one of the things I'm very proud of is that one of our die-ins, in combination with a great deal of policy work and support from quite a few different people, we passed SB 233, and SB 233 decriminalizes condoms. How crazy is that I just said that? The condoms were a fucking crime. How insane is that? 30 years, this is my career. Sex work is a very valid and viable career. I have used every opportunity that I have had since I was 19 years old to try to improve my life and to be this model citizen that the government thinks that I should have. And so I want to learn and I want to be in grad school, and it's really fucking hard. And it's an opportunity that a lot of people don't have. And everyone deserves it though.
Sex work is work. Sex work is work.
Look like they fighting real hard to be the upstanding producer that they want to be. They shouldn't be stopped. Let them work. Work is work. I do agree with this.
Sex work is work. Sex work is work. Sex work is work. Sex work is work. Sex work is work.
Sex workers are on the front lines of trafficking work. We are the ones that are first to see people who may be exploited or are actually trafficking survivors. And we need to be acknowledged, we need to be paid, and we need to be listened to.
I'm a former sex worker. I worked for a school probably 25 years ago, and go in and out of the sex work industry, but and also it paid for my master's degree. And I now have a nonprofit called Pelvic Sanctuary that does pelvic health education that supports the needs of LGBTQIA+ populations, as well as sex workers who have very specific needs in regards to pelvic health.
Heidi Soto doesn't know we are proud to be a hoe. Heidi Soto doesn't know we are proud to be a hoe. Heidi Soto.
Proud hoes, y'all hear it loud and clear. Proud hoes. They said she don't know. They proud to be hoes.
Doesn't know we are proud to be a hoe. Heidi Soto doesn't know we are proud to be a hoe.
And there we have it.
Sex work is work.
And there we have it. What is this? Is consensual sex work legal? Okay, here we go. In many jurisdictions, prostitution, the commercial exchange of sex for money, goods, service, or some other benefit agreed upon by the transacting parties is illegal, while in others it is legal. But surrounding activities such as soliciting in a public place, operating a brothel, and pimping may be illegal. Legalize it. I say it should be legalized. But hey, who am I? Just speaking on what we see. International Star Media, the gold star standard, at the gold star standard. Reactions, reviews, and news you can use. Once again, I am your host, International Yada, for the record saying of dollars. And we will see you on the next one. Oh yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share.